Hey guys, today we're taking a look at Transformers Generation Cyclonus. Yeah, I know I said Grimlock would be next, and don't worry, that's still coming very soon. Just give it a few more days. So, I actually bought this guy off of Buy Japan, not sponsored or anything. It's just a proxy buying site that I like using. If you do plan to use it yourself, I'd recommend setting aside a bit extra for shipping. It can add up pretty quickly. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Alright, back to the figure. Generation Cyclonus is honestly a really solid figure, especially for its time. For a deluxe, it holds up surprisingly well in terms of design and quality, but compared to modern standards, it's definitely missing a few things, especially in articulation. For example, he only has a 5mm port in one hand, meaning he can only hold his gun on that side, while the other hand is just a solid fist. Not a huge deal, but it does limit posing options a bit. I got mine used, so it didn't come with his Target Master nightstick, but he does pair well with some of the Siege Target Masters. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about what it does well. The plastic quality here is great. It feels durable, not cheap or hollow like some later releases. The sculpting also captures the G1 look of Cyclonus really nicely. Sharp lines, great silhouette, and that instantly recognizable head sculpt with his giant ears. Now, the articulation. Head does a 360. Shoulders do a 360. Arms go out. If you untab the shoulder, they can go further compared to before. Elbow bend. Forearm swivel. Legs go forward. Thigh swivel. 90 at the knee. And that's it. A bit limited in the articulation, like I mentioned before, but overall still pretty decent for the time. Now let's put them in some poses. So you couldn't buy it. Just tell me that I can. 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 Now onto the comparisons. First we have Combiner Wars Cyclonus, Legacy Metalhawk, which is the Kingdom mold, 86 Sweep, Universe Galvatron, Earthrise Optimus, SS86 Ultra Magnus, Transformers 1 Sentinel, Titan's Return Trigger Happy, and Revenge of the Fallen Breakaway. Now onto the transformation. Rotate the head, untab shoulders, and take out the nose cone. Then pull out the end. Then hinge it up, fold in the hands, flare out the wings, turn the forearms, and shift them up into the shoulder. The wings to the sides, bring down the shoulders, split the legs and shift them up, tab in the wings, and fold up the feet. Then fold out the landing gear. And you're done. A rather good looking jet mode, if I don't say so myself. It is a bit hindered by how the legs work, but overall it's a pretty good jet. Transformation is pretty smooth and somewhat satisfying. It's not overly complicated, but still has that clever Generations era engineering that makes it fun to mess with. Now onto the comparisons. First we have Combiner Wars Cyclonus, Legacy Metalhawk, which is the Kingdom mold, 86 Sweep, Universe Galvatron, Earthrise Optimus, SS86 Ultra Magnus, Transformers 1 Sentinel, Titan's Return Trigger Happy, and Revenge of the Fallen Breakaway. There are a few negatives with this figure. There's one real downside, it's just the size and articulation. It feels a little undersized by today's figures due to it being a deluxe. But I mean, that's what you get the Kingdom Voyager for. It's basically just an upsized version with better articulation. The main downsides is that he has no biceps, no waist, no ankles. And yeah, mainly that's it. The limited posing can make him feel a bit static on the shelf next to, newer figures. But overall, as a standalone figure, it's a banger. It looks great, feels great, and still holds its own as a classic Generations release. If you're a Cyclonus fan or collector of that era, I'd recommend picking it up. Unless you prefer the articulation and look of the Kingdom, then I'd recommend you take that. Combiner Wars is just if you want one that can form in a combiner, really. Anyway, that's been my look at Generations Cyclonus. Let me know what you think of this figure in the comments, and stay tuned. Grimlock is up next.